What are those three things that really make you stand out when it comes to being empathetic in your brand and in your business? We're going to talk about those three main things. So grab your Legend pack, crank that stereo up to 11. Welcome to Legend. I want to talk to you today a little bit about empathy. Was all excited and set up to talk about how to create a brand for multiple streams of income and how it actually could work, even if they were completely disparate things. But the bottom line is that can wait, and this can't. Empathy has to be a major player in your brand and not just sympathy. It's not enough. It's not enough anymore. And I'm going to tell you the three reasons why sympathy is great and sympathy is powerful and sympathy makes you seem human. But I think that being empathetic in your brand, in your business, in your persona is really going to be the key moving forward. It has always been true. It has always been true. And COVID or not, election year or not, global warming, climate change, all the other things on the outside, all the external things that you can't really change, all those things aside, empathy is really where it's at. And empathy is the one of those things that you can completely control. For those of you who have not yet met in person, my name is Amber Griffiths, and my company is Your Brand by Design. I'm a brand strategist and I'm a maker of legends, like for reals. And I want to share with you those three things, those three reasons why empathy is so critical. One of those things is that I believe it's not going to be the politicians. It's not going to be the billionaires. It's not going to be those who are out on the forefront of, your Elon Musks, your Jeff Bezos. It's not going to be those people that actually change the world. Yeah, they're doing some pretty cool stuff. And yeah, their budgets are larger than most of ours all combined put together. That's not how the world is actually going to change. I have a firm belief that entrepreneurs are going to be the ones who change it. And partially it's because we are the boots on the ground. We are the people of these great big masses that everybody talks about, the big communities, the countries, the tribes, the all those things. We are the people. We are the ones who are making up the masses. We are the ones who have opportunities to have conversations one on one, and 1 to 10, and 1 to 100. We are the ones who have an opportunity to truly touch the lives of other people in a way that is memorable, in a way that is absolutely unforgettable. But it depends on how sympathetic you show up versus how empathetic you show up. Now, there are three different kinds of empathy. One is cognitive. I understand your plight. I can see your perspective. I don't really necessarily have to feel your pain, but I see it and I understand it. I understand where you're coming from. I see your perspective. That's cognitive empathy. The second one is emotional empathy. And I know a lot of us get caught up into this. This is where I actually feel your pain. This is where if you see somebody who is a sympathetic puker, a sympathetic crier, a sympathetic laugher, someone who not just says, oh, they're having this experience and I can feel that. It's, I hurt for you. I literally hurt for you. I literally ache for you. And it's not just, by the way, let's talk about this really quickly too. It's not just negative. We'll get into that in a minute, but it's not just, I feel your pain. So emotional empathy is I can actually feel it. It is contagious. I know I've talked to some of you over this last week and some of you who have sent me private messages saying I have a tendency to get way too involved in the plights of my clients and I want to help them so badly that I I I get caught up in that and I could lose my business if I'm not careful because I get so caught up in that. That's emotional empathy. Compassionate empathy is the third kind, and this is the kind that entrepreneurs have a unique ability to use, to engage, to activate in every single transaction, every single relationship that you create has an opportunity for you to activate your compassionate empathy. This takes those first two and adds another layer. This is I see you, I hear your pain, I can feel your pain, I see your perspective. Not just do I ache for you, but my reaction to it is I will take action to solve it. That is why I believe entrepreneurs are destined to change the world. We are in a unique position of being able to see the plights of our clients, see the plights of our tribe, our communities, and go, oh my gosh, I could totally sympathize with where you've been. I can tell, I can see your pain, I can see your perspective, and we are going to do something about it. We're going to change the way that is. It's not okay anymore. And that goes from, it takes care of any problem. It goes along with any problem, any celebration, any innovation, any business issue. We are in a unique position to have compassionate empathy where we feel your pain, we see your plight, we see your perspective, and we will take action to remedy that. We're going to change the world. That's the first thing you need to know about empathy. Is in addition to here's the three kinds. You are in a unique position to engage your compassionate empathy, and we're going to change the world. The second thing I want you to know about it is empathy is not just for sad. It's not just for trauma. Oh my goodness, I still feel your pain. Oh my goodness, I still feel your sadness. I'm so sorry for your loss. This is part of why um, it's not just the hero's journey. This is not, you may or may not recognize that as being called the hero's journey, but I know you've heard it. And I know you've heard it because I watch your faces when you start hearing it again, and I watch the eyes kind of roll back in your head. This is not just an opportunity to see, like, no, no, I was where you were. And then I tried this magical thing and now I'm better. I had this really horrible life. And then this great big amazing thing happened and it's flipped everything around. And here I am and ready to share my solution with you. That's not, that's such a surface level, in my opinion, that is such a surface level of empathy. You get to really truly understand someone's experience, someone's perspective. How do they build a team? Can you see their plight from this is how I build team, this is how I scale, this is how I learn how to let go, this is how I learn how to delegate and not completely relinquish control over that situation? That's part of empathy too, right? It could be a really amazing opportunity when someone you've been working with and someone you've been networking with for years gets hugely successful and has a massive breakthrough. Are you excited for them? Can you understand how amazing it would be if you are at the position of, oh my gosh, I just got my first $200 client? Can you celebrate that if somebody next to you says, I just got my $200,000 client? It's the first time I've ever had a $200,000 client. Can you empathize with that? Can you understand their perspective and understand why it would be absolutely freaking amazing and celebrate with them on that level? Can you look at someone who, even some of the bigwigs who are like, this is what I have to create, and I'm going to create alternate energy, and we're going to explore the moon, and we're going to, have, you look at your big guys, your Elon Musks and your Bezos, and you think, wow, they're billionaires, they don't understand. Can you actually put yourself in their shoes as someone who is hugely successful, has mountains of money, has huge budget? Can you understand why they could still have stress? Can you empathize with their problems of building team, of reputation management, of scaling without losing their brand, without losing their culture? Can you empathize with people in your same position, people who are not quite where you are, and people who have gone far beyond where you are? That's another thing you need to know about empathy is it's not just, I feel your pain. It's I can see things from your perspective. I get it. I am taking the time to get behind your eyes and get into your shoes and go, wow, that's a hell of a thing. Good, bad, ugly, amazing. I get to empathize with you on every level. That's the second one. The third thing I want you to know about empathy is that this is one of your most remarkable opportunities to feel like you see your people. It is not enough to be seen. We've done that. It is not enough to be heard. We've done that. It is not enough to be on every platform. We're already supposed to be doing that, right? Having empathy show up in your persona is how people know that you see them, and not just as a potential transaction, not just as a line item, not just as a, well, they're my competition, not just as a great, they're a new client, but it lets them know and feel that you see them as a person, that you see them without judgment, that you see them without any shame or blame, that you see them as they are in that moment. And all you have for them is empathy. I see your pain. I feel your pain. I get it. I have something for you that's going to resolve that. Let's do this together. The way empathy shows up in your persona and your brand is key to being felt. Because if I can hear you speak to me like I'm a human and like you're not judging me at all, you're just assessing the situation and saying, I got you. I got you. I've got your heart. I've got your soul. Let's do this. I feel like you truly understand me. And my experience of you, whoa, baby. My experience with you just went from I bought something from her, I took a class from her, I took a course from her, I was in a group with her, to she's my people. I don't even care what else is coming on. I want everything she has. I want to be in her space. I want her stuff. I want her courses. I will sing her praises unprompted because my experience with you is that amazing. And it comes through, in part, through empathy. Knowing that you feel me allows me to feel you. And the experience is remarkable. That kind of experience takes you from unknown to thought of fondly to unfreaking forgettable. But it all starts with the ability to see from someone else's perspective, to not just feel their pain and bleed with them, cry with them, celebrate with them, but to take action, to do so without judgment, without shame or blame, and say, we're in this together, let's go. And what's more legend than that? Talk about a legend thing to do. Legends are not made on their own. This is not how it works. So I challenge you, spend today, figure out where it is that empathy is coming through in your brand. Where is it showing up in your content? Where is it showing up in your relationships with money, with your people, with your content, with your time? Where is your empathy showing? Because I assure you that is where your experience is going to be most felt. So take a minute today and make sure your persona, your inner light is not dimmed. And until I see you again, rock on.